continues on this losing streak that we've been kind of sliding down. We had a meeting before the game and we talked about what we wanted to accomplish and what we wanted to go for. I think probably the biggest issue that we've had so far is that this hockey club that we have right now plays like, it's two different clubs. There's the one that plays at home and the one that plays away. And look, I'm not going to make excuses. We lost again tonight, but we lost to a better team. But I think it's our best performance that we've had for quite some time. It's only our second loss at home. We've lost to the Nottingham Panthers and Belfast Giants, probably two of the contenders for the league championship this year. But we've won one on the road, so that's not a great away record, and guys have not been showing up. And we've had these meetings. You can only have so many meetings. You can only hear yourself talk so much. And I thought our first line came out there and had a good spark. That's what we need in our conference from those guys. That's what we need on the road from those guys. And they're the natural leaders of the club. They're the guys who are going to generate the heavy offense for us. And you can see when they don't come out like that, we have difficulty winning hockey games. So. And I think our third line played good as well. The last two games there, our third line was +1 in Hull with Gunny's goal, and up until 5 minutes left, they were +1 again with Jamie's goal tonight. And they let one slip, but that has been very few and far between. So we've been very happy with that third line because they're starting to generate a little bit of offense. But another loss. If I knew the answer to that question, we'd probably be winning more great games. You look at the Braehead game, come out 2-0. We're rolling. It's great, eh? You look at the Hull game, 3-1. We're rolling. We're playing great. Look what happens. Come out here again tonight against the best club that I've seen so far in this league. I think that was a good hockey club tonight. But we're having a hard time keeping the momentum going in the after the first period. We come in that second frame and we tend to let ourselves down a bit. And you know what? I think maybe in your second or third game of the weekend or week, I think you can, you might say, the guys are getting spread out thin. But in Hull, after one period of good hockey, our first game of the weekend where we're rolling three lines, you cannot say we're getting spread thin and don't have enough bodies and guys are tired because guys are dragging their butts around the ice. And, we just didn't have half our squad that night, you know what I mean? So we had a meeting and we said, look, if you're not going to be playing out in the ice, you're not going to play. We'll sit you down and, it hurts the team even more. So come and show up and play. Every time, a team sees a club that's on a bit of a loser, they come in a bit more confident. We dish a couple points to these guys. When we had control of the games, they come in more confident against us. So we just make the task a little bit more harder for ourselves if we don't end this and start coming at them positively. But our conference games, we've only played a couple conference games. It's a long season, but we certainly give the upper hand to our competitors, which we're not pleased about. Well, I think that first line had that spark we're talking about. I think that first line needs to come out and play like that all the time. They have to put pressure on themselves to come out and be those guys. I was quite pleased with Jamie Wilson tonight, Hamish McAlpine, and even Stephen Gunn. I think that they worked hard all night. On a negative note, I'll give you an example. I thought tonight the puck was my friend. I thought I let the club down a little bit. I thought I've been playing pretty decent lately and I've been feeling good with the puck and things are starting to happen and our line's been producing some good points and stuff like that. But very disappointed in my play. And if I'm gonna go out and lay that gauntlet down for the boys and tell them the same thing, then it has to go right to the top as well. And I put Scooney in my spot, and it looked like a good decision right off the bat because Scooney got that line going. They had a great start to the period, and things started happening for her as well. And maybe a bounce or two, they would have got a goal. But absolutely, we're going to be hard on guys. I think that it's easy to roll with the good times, but when times get hard, you have to be harsh. And I'm not immune to that. If I'm not going to be playing good, then obviously my performance has to be evaluated, and I'm going to have to earn my spot out there just like anybody else. Yeah, really tough, especially in Belfast. These guys, like I said, they played in a road, but I mean they're as good as the Nottingham Panthers. Those games are very close between the two teams. They don't take it out easy on anybody. They're going to be coming with 3 hard lines, and another road game where we're asking guys to show up. So it's going to be very difficult. We're going through a very difficult patch right now, and don't think for 1 minute that anybody's happy about it in this club. And there's boys that are desperate to end this patch that we're going through, and it's going to be a difficult task, but hopefully we can do that in Belfast. Well, if that's what gives us the confidence, I would take that any day. I mean, like I said, right now we're playing like 2 different teams, but it's very difficult to come in here. I mean, the only teams that have beat us, like I'd said, was Nottingham and Belfast. So we play like a different squad at home. That's up to myself and with help from Danny to find a way to get these guys to transfer to the road. They have to take some personal responsibility themselves. We can't be a team that shows up 50% of the time and then part of that 50% we don't win those games. It doesn't equate to a very successful season for us. So there's lots to be done. But look, I mean, there's lots of positives to be taken out of this season so far. No one's settling for that. If there's changes needed to be made, then that's up to me to make those changes, and some of these changes may be difficult. But I mean, ultimately, what's the word I'm looking for? The club is number one priority in my mind. There's no other reason to put a club, having friends on the team and catering to some people. Hard decisions need to be made, and they will be if we don't turn this around, because we're not going to have another season like we had last year, and that's a losing season. We have to progress, and we have to be better, and we have to compete night in, night out. That's a priority of this club.